Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Can you hear me back there? Okay, good. Also, welcome to those who are streaming. We're happy you can join us that way this morning. Lately, I've been reading quite a bit in a text called Words of My Perfect Teacher. It's a text by Patro Rinpoche, and he's talking about what he learned from his teacher. And he has quite an extensive piece on what's called the precious human life, which here is the first of the 4 thoughts that turn the mind away from suffering and toward our liberation. So yesterday, Bill was teaching a morning on Guru Yoga, and he said something that he has said before, but it's quite a useful thought, I think, and that is that we should be shocked at our good fortune. It's a strong word, but we take it for granted, so that word's quite useful. Absolutely shocked at our good fortune. So just take a moment to be here in this present time and space. And notice that whatever your aches and pains are, your difficulties with your body, that you're capable to be here. You can hear, you can see, you can process things through your mind. Many people can't do those things. And then just the truth that we're sitting with people who want to do this, who have set their foot on this path, who are accompanying you, supporting you, simply by showing up. Much less the fact that they almost all do strong practice at home consistently. Many of them have come here for decades. That's an incredible support. Very, very rare. And then within your own mind, you have what's called a sensitivity to truth. Sorting out from all the myriad thoughts in the world, all the information, being able to sort out and discard things that lead to more suffering, and follow thoughts, teachings, actions that lead to the end of suffering. This is incredibly rare. So really, let's take a moment to simply enjoy this about ourselves, one another, and these current circumstances. And then we can literally use that joy to dedicate ourselves more clearly to the path. Because the truth is, we're all still confused. We look at the situations of our lives or experience them as pleasant or terrible or not very important. And in all of that, we're grasping. And we're ignoring the constant impermanence of each and everything, including ourselves. We get stuck and think the situation won't change. And we experience a lot of suffering with that deluded thought, with the thought that I'm stuck and this won't change and I can't change it. Just that set of thoughts alone is so much suffering, and it's not at all the truth. Because at the bottom line, we experience that which has no solidity, no separateness. We experience it as having solidity and separateness. So consider that for a moment. Is that true for yourself? When you think of yourself, do you seem separate? Do you seem self-sufficient? And we can easily say, no, I see the interdependence. But the fact is, I don't know about you, but I can think of that as a concept, but I go through my day as though I am a separate, solid individual who must protect my personal territory and who expects others to protect theirs, rather than recognizing the incredible, deep, endless interdependence. I don't exist without you being here in this moment. There couldn't be a separate me. Where would it be? Hanging out in space? For me to be here, this room must exist, the cushion must exist, my clothing must exist, my name must exist. You must exist for me to be here in this moment. This is true for you also. That's how interdependent we are. One teacher said to me, whenever you step into a new situation, say to yourself, oh, this is what I am now. And it kind of breaks down the sense of there's some separate I stepping into all these new situations and leaving it, but rather everything that rises, causes, conditions, labels, those are the I, and it's constantly changing, always labeled I, but not noticing that it's constantly changing, surging, shifting, interacting, interdependent. So most of the time, I don't realize this. I study about it, I think about it, that's good. That's the beginning. And this kind of delusion constantly turns the wheel of suffering for us. So how can we begin to experience the deeper reality? And one of the first things is that we all know, but it takes some humility to really know it on a deeper level. We need help. In Buddhism, the metaphor is the Buddha is the doctor, the teachings are the medicine, and the Sangha, the Arya Sangha that already realizes reality as it is, the monastic Sangha that dedicate 24/7 to practicing the path, the lay Sangha, and are here supporting. The Sangha are the nurses. So we have the doctor, the medicine, and the nurses. But we have to take the medicine ourselves. So we need this help. And in realizing that, then we do our refuge prayer. And you'll notice in the refuge prayer, one of the strongest kinds of medicine is the thought of bodhicitta. And the way out of this suffering is to focus on ending the suffering of others. So let's support one another doing this prayer together.
Till the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness.
So it seems like this lasting peace and happiness is already within us and can never be destroyed, is also within all others and can never be destroyed. So the Dharma gives us tools to be able to touch on that and then stabilize it. So check in with your body and mind in this moment, in this time, and put them at ease. You scan the body, relaxing anywhere where it's not at ease. Perhaps letting go of all tension with the out-breath. And then we can also relax the mind. Simply let it relax. Right now there's nothing to plan, nothing to remember. There's no reputation to build up. There's not even any person to be. Relax the emotions. They'll rise and fall like waves on the top of the deep, calm ocean. But they always fall back into the ocean unless we stir them up. As we do our calm abiding, we simply decide not to stir them up, just to watch. Just to watch as though you're on a high cliff above the ocean watching. Small waves, big waves, doesn't matter. They all fall back into the ocean. Vast, quiet, profound. One thing I offer, and I can't remember where it came from, but I wrote it down and it's been helpful in my practice. As you do your calm abiding, you can ask, in this moment, am I aware of what my mind is focused on? Am I aware of that? Have I lost my sense of awareness? And then ask, as we do our calm abiding this morning, when you get a sense that you are not aware, but you're caught in a story, in planning, in memories, you can say, in this moment, am I willing to let this go? And then let go. So now we will simply practice our calm abiding. Most of you have practiced for a long time, so whatever object or meditation with no object that you're used to, please do that. If you're new, it's quite good to simply follow the breath at your nostrils without manipulating it. And this morning we'll take more than one stretch break, somewhere about 10 minutes each, so that you can really focus during the 10 minutes, knowing that you'll get a little break. Okay, enjoy your meditation. attention, reset your motivation, your focus. stretch if you need, or just reset your focus.
By this virtue may I quickly realize Mahamudra and establish all beings without exception in this state.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was shockingly good. Shocked at our good fortune. Well, it's almost tea time, but I have a couple announcements, and I'm not sure there are other announcements around the room, but the first one is that our new urban center over at Northeast 49th and Skidmore is a construction site. Huge remodeling going
Destruction.
on.
Destruction.
Yeah. Oh, destruction. Yeah. First destruct, then construct. And so, especially tomorrow, Adele Hilson, who is here and organizing our volunteers, is calling for volunteers to come over there tomorrow, Monday, any amount of time you can. And highly skilled labor needed to throw debris into a dumpster. So if you've got arms, legs, and some energy, you can probably help pull this off. So even half hour. And I think starting at 10.
We don't know exactly if it'll be there. They say it could be between 6 and noon that it arrives. So I would plan to get there after lunch. And
Okay.
then Tuesday, it's there for a couple days. So.
Okay. So Monday after lunch, because you're talking about the dumpster being arriving.
Right.
Monday after lunch, and then time on Tuesday too.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Anything else about that?
Well, I just say we can also use financial support for the
Yeah.
work that's going on. So just keeping that in mind, anybody who can offer in that way, that will help us.
Yes, thank you. And there's huge merit in any of that. Yep.
So is there someone that's gonna be out there, so if we find that we have an hour or two, just it pops up during the day, we can?
Absolutely.
So is there a point of contact, or we just go out there and show
Yeah,
up?
show up. Bill is almost always there.
Yeah.
John,
No,
will you
Jeff
be
is
there?
Jeff maybe through
Jeff
Adele
Gunn.
to-
So there's a crew.
Typically
Yes.
until what time?
Come Monday after lunch.
You're talking about any day, though, you're saying?
Come
Well, the next few
Tuesday.
days, yeah, someone's there until 5 or 6 p.m.
9 to 4.
9 to 4.
9 to 4. Okay, good question.
We don't overdo it.
Anything else about that part? We're just so excited about the new center. Some things have been discovered in the destruction where more space is being created. Some strange old things in old buildings that can get torn down and moved, so that's good. March 18th coming up, in about a month, I will be here on Saturday from 9 to 3 and lead us in contemplation and meditation and discussion of the 8 verses of thought transformation. It's a magnificent text. It's 8 verses long. It's a crucial mind training text. It's fun to struggle with because every verse just tears your self-centeredness up. And that's kind of a joy. So if you can come March 18th for any part of that 9 a.m. to 3, we'll do that together. And anything else on the schedule? Okay, let's have tea. You know where the bathrooms are, you can ask someone. Enjoy, come back for Q&A, please. Hi, Oliver.
Zopa.
So good to see you.
So nice to be here.
Yeah. Where you been?
North?
Yeah, you just visiting.
Oh, you know, we have